Hello, Prevent-A-Thon 6 Game Submission Committee. My name is TurtleRun2412, and this is my submission for Moth Planet Any Percent. This is a short but sweet category. The estimate is only 12 minutes long, but I think there are a couple of really fun qualities that make this worth adding in a marathon. First off, the movement in this game is just great. As you will see when I perform it, Robin has extremely high acceleration and top speed, and bounces off stuff. So you can fly through the areas and just going boing, 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 boing. It is very, very fun. Trust you me. But secondly, and more importantly for a marathon setting, is that this run features a Moth who is a reporter. They can interview people with the camera that's on their butt, and the entire story is about getting the big scoop. So I took that and sort of crafted it into a bit that I've done at previous marathons. You can see in the description below, I've left a link to the VOD where I ran this at Midwest Speedfest 2025. But the bit is that I will be a Moth news reporter. You can see I have part of the costume on because I really like it. It is some little moth wings. Let me show you the back because the back is cool. My headphones are got stuck in things. Yeah, moth wings, they're quite fun, but I also have a fedora that I have little moth antenna in, as well as like a press sticker, press note, whatever they are, and then, you know, tie, button-up vest, so I look very professional, like a newscaster who also happens to be wearing moth wings and have a moth antenna. But to complete the bit, to really sell it, I will be doing the entire run with this silly, old-timey newscaster voice, pretending as if the entire run is a live Moth Planet news broadcast. So it's quirky, it's silly, and I hope you enjoy the submission and consider Moth Planet Any Percent for Prevent-A-Thon 6. Without any further ado, let me show you what the entire run will look like. Good afternoon, ladybugs and gentle moth, and welcome to this Moth Planet news broadcast. I am your news anchor, TurtleRun2412, here today to bring you the big scoop. That's right, folks, we have a stupendous story for you all today. In the land of Lycosina, many moths have been reporting spooky dooky things are afoot. There have been strange anomalies sighted in the city, in the forest, and in the caves. Could these anomalies be a sign of the void? Stay tuned to find out as we send our top reporter Robin live into the field in order to photograph all 3 anomalies, interview the locals, and maybe even save the world. We'll send our camera crew live to Robin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Everyone meet Robin, Moth reporter extraordinaire. As a moth, Robin is able to easily fly over walls like this to get to wherever the scoop needs them to go. Robin also has a camera strapped to their butt that they can use to interview the locals just like that. But this is, however, an any percent news story, and so we will only be interviewing those who are important to the big scoop Robin needs. But their camera is useful for more than just interviews, dear viewer, as their Robin's camera also has a brilliantly bright flash, which can be used to light up these news beacons. When lit up, these news beacons will open a path towards the big scoop, so keep an eye out for them across this adventure, which is already flying by, thanks to Robin's many movement skills. Robin has 3 forms of flight they can use, being small flaps, medium flaps, and high flaps, each of which has their own use cases. Robin also has a downward dash in case they need to fall very, very quickly. But most importantly of all, Robin also has an amazingly high top speed and acceleration. So once Robin gets going, there is nothing that can stop them, not even walls, as Robin is a very bouncy type of moth. They will just not splat on walls, they will bounce right on off cleanly. And like that, and they can use this speed and bounciness in order to get places where no other moth could, like into the city as the mayor tries to close the gates to prevent the well from being seen because it is anomalous. But Robin has managed to sneak through and capture a photo of the well. It did look very spooky dooky for a moment there. Could that be the power of the void? Robin will find out as they head on into the next major area of this story, the forest. The forest is an area with more dangers than the city, as you can see these red spiky spikes all around. are instantly killing moths like Robin. Robin must avoid them at all costs if they wish to continue on this career. It's a very dangerous job, but Robin is accepting of it anyway and flying through this maze right into some spikes. But what is this? Robin is alive? Could this be the power of the Void? Why, yes, dear viewers, yes it is. Not long ago, Robin had the opportunity to interview the Void itself, and the Void was so impressed with Robin's journalistic integrity that it granted them this amazing respawning power. That way Robin can chase any lead they want, no matter how dangerous the area might be. How amazing! And with that power, as well as knowledge of the deep woods, Robin can make their way through, using the deep woods as a secret shortcut into our next major area, the caves. The caves are an area more dangerous than the forest, if you can believe it, with bigger spiky spikes that Robin must avoid, as well as some glowing mushrooms you may have seen in the previous room. These mushrooms are actually emitting a very toxic spore that will kill moths like Robin instantly on contact, with one breath. Robin must be very, very careful to not only avoid those mushrooms, but also avoid other infected moths like this one here. For when these white moths are infected, their brains are overwritten with nothing more than a desire to spread this deadly contagion. If they see an uninfected moth like Robin, they will charge straight for them, and Robin must be quite careful about that. But they are making their way deeper into the caves, where they can light up this news beacon and see this anomaly right here, which they don't photograph. What is this? Could it be, gasp, journalistic malpractice? Don't you worry, dear viewer, for this is not journalistic malpractice. Robin must come back through the caves after they photograph another anomaly in the forest. They missed out on that anomaly when they took that shortcut through the deep woods, but there is another way to get to it after going back through some of the caves. So they'll go grab the forest anomaly first and then return to photograph that anomaly in the caves. No journalistic malpractice here to see. Thank goodness. And so Robin has backtracked to this quarantine zone where many of the moths are avoiding the toxic spores that are in the cave's other environments. And also, this quarantine zone is what connects the caves right back to the forest, as we see here, where the anomaly awaits. The anomaly is this giant cocoon. Wowie wow wow! So big! Who knows what sort of giant creature could be born from such a giant cocoon? Foreshadowing is a narrative device! But Robin, with that anomaly photographed, can now make their way back into the caves, where they once again must brave the dangers here, like the spiky spikes, the poisonous mushrooms, and the infected moths. But even more than that, they must also face down these crumbling rocks, for as Pokemon has taught us, rocks are super effective against bugs like Robin. But with their power of the Void, Robin can manage anything, even this secret shortcut, which can take them right over here to our sponsored segment of today's news. Thank you, Nintendress, for sponsoring that segment of the news. And now, back to Robin, as they make their way through another maze filled with many invisible walls, secret floors, and jump scare moths, while they find the news beacon that they need in order to reopen the path to get back to the caves anomaly we saw earlier. Keen-eyed viewers who got a good look at it might have noticed that it was very anomalous indeed, as the anomaly was a statue depicting a strange creature. That statue has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 legs. Moths, as we all know, only have 6 legs. What sort of creature could this statue be depicting? Robin will have to find out as they enter the next major area and final area of this story, the mansion. The mansion is full of many treacherous traps for Robin, like these cobwebs which slow them down on contact, spikes which pop out from the walls, floors, and ceiling when Robin is near, and eyeballs, which will shoot fire at Robin to burn them to a crisp. Whoever owns this mansion clearly has a lot to hide, but that means Robin needs to be all the more diligent to bring the truth to light, and even take the fight to the mansion's greatest defenders, these void eyeballs, which can shoot lasers, but are also extremely weak to bright light, like the flash of Robin's camera. If Robin can just get close enough to them... Oh no! If Robin can get close enough to them without touching them, Robin can use the brilliant flash of their camera in order to defeat these void eyeballs and unlock a news beacon, which brings them to the big news beacon. With 2 big news beacons, Robin can get to the big scoop that they need. And so while they make their way to the other big news beacon, backtracking through the mansion, this is a great time if we need any announcements from our wonderful host. Host, please take it away! Thank you to our host for those wonderful words and to our generous donors. And now we'll go back to Robin's story as they face off against yet another trio of void eyeballs that they must defeat in order to unlock that second mega news beacon. And Robin pulls it off with a plum. With this second big news beacon unlocked, they can get to the big scoop they need. And while they do that, dear viewers, let me tell you about Robin's amazing camera work, because Robin is a professional photomoth. And every shot they take has the potential to be on the front page. But that's only true because they take the time to set up their shots. When the camera button is pressed, there is a slight delay before the shot actually comes out, and the flash, importantly, comes out. So it can be very dangerous when trying to fight off those evil void eyes. Surely there will be no more at the end of this hallway of moth ghosts. Surely!
Warning. The following interview contains arachnophobia. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yes, indeed, for at the end of the mansion, Robin finds themselves a giant spider brimming with the power of the void. Robin wishes to interview this creature, but the spider wants only to destroy Robin just like that. Ah! Luckily, Robin's camera once again can defeat the spider's 8 evil void eyes, despite the spider trying to transport Robin to 4 different dangerous arenas, in each of which Robin must fend off 2 of these evil eyes before they can survive to bring this news story to you, dear viewer. Now, there are only 2 eyes left. Can Robin pull this off, save the day, and get the story out? Time is now! Hooray! The big scoop that Robin has uncovered is that this spider is the former queen of Lycosina, who long ago ruled this world with an iron grip before moths defeated her. However, in the meantime, she has been trying to resurrect herself by using the power of the void to once again take over the world. Oh dear! Luckily, Robin, our heroic reporter, has put a stop to these evil plans and once again saved the world with the power of the void and the power of journalism. Everyone, give it up for Robin! And with that, our news story today is coming to a close. If you would like to see more, please visit twitch.tv/TurtleRun2412 for more Moth Planet news broadcasts, as well as other silly games and Metroidvania speedruns. Please stay tuned to this channel as well, for Prevent-A-Thon 6 is still going on. Our next big story is about insert game lore here for the next game. And with that, this Moth Planet news broadcast is now over. I've been your news anchor, TurtleRun2412, and I would like to thank you all for watching.
This program was brought to you by Prevent-A-Thon 6, Little Warriors, Moth Fried Games, Mudkip Warrior, The Leech 1, Anne Hinkhouse, and viewers like you. Thank you for watching.